guys, and welcome back to my channel. So lately I've been wanting to explain like why on my old videos I was skinny, and progressing through the next 2 years I got to the way I am now. This is really hard to talk about. If you guys have been on my channel for quite a long time, I lost a hell of a lot of weight. I was on a liquid based diet. It went really well until life started to happen and everyone was so happy. So what you guys didn't know was no matter how many times I was posting how positive it was, how happy I was miserable. I kind of want to come out with the truth now because so many people mention it without having that one little tiny little piece of sensitivity and respect for other people, you know. Really deep dark secret of mine is I was miserable being thin. I was being happy because everybody wanted me to be happy. Everybody was happy for once around me. So that's what I thought being happy was all about. From when I was a little girl, I've always been a really chunky girl and I could not give a fly. As I got older, things started to get really people were persuading me to go on a diet. People were begging me to go to the gym at a really young age. Do you understand like how up that is? Do you understand what that does to some kids? It made me struggle being who I was until I was modelling for quite a few years after that. But there was an unfortunate part of my life where I was doing all my modelling, I was really happy until I got home and being back in that horrible world that like absolutely everyone had a problem with the way I looked. It was literally going cloud 9 all the way back to hell again, and it was just one of those things I just could not ever understand why. I went on that liquid based diet from when I was 24 and I stopped just before 25 because I could not stand it anymore. Don't get me wrong, the diet works amazing, but the way everyone treated me and the way particular people treated me and stuff like after that really put me off of being that kind of silhouette. The main problem was throughout my whole life is my family. They never know when to keep the gob shut. But as I was getting smaller and smaller, they started to treat me differently. They were taking me seriously. They were taking value for whatever I was saying. But the way I am now, they never take me seriously. It's like as though I had to be in some sort of cult, some sort of pack, to just feel like I belong to that family. I lost all that weight. It really messed me up. Coming from someone like this, then within 6 months, getting people that made my life hell, that ruined my teenage years, that ruined my childhood, would come forward and start to talk to me. Do you realise what that can actually do to somebody? Especially with somebody with a lot of anxiety, it's not fun. Especially guys would come forward to me and start talking to me and I think, why would you talk to me now after the way you treated me? This vile way, like I was just vermin. I started to believe that this was the way I had to be feeling wanted and liked. We're getting to the weight gaining part that everybody can't wait for me to talk about it. Everyone can come at me, that everyone can comment down below and express what you really are. For my own flesh and blood to come at me as well, that's what makes it so much worse. I can have strangers come at me all day long calling me fat and then think I can get guys give me a dirty look at a bar and that I couldn't care less because I'm actually still happy inside. So that kind of makes me feel like there's nothing to be upset about. They don't know me, I don't know them, they're going to see me for 5 seconds and they're going to be gone. A lot of the time I was making myself think that I'm happy. I always threw that part, the thing I didn't like about my life, in the back of my head because I always thought that this was the way life was supposed to be. I've been surrounded by people that poisoned me and brainwashed me to feel that way. I had to basically convince myself to convince others that I was happy being like that, but I wasn't happy. And I do apologise to my friends and that where I kept lying to them saying I'm happy. When I was skinny, I was so scared to put the weight back on. I really am totally going to admit it. I threw up a lot. The more people would treat me differently as well within that time, the more it was really me up, and I lied, I'm sorry. This is all over the place because I am sharing my feelings to you and I've only shared this like 2 people. You know what, I'd rather have like a smaller following nowadays, being this and being who I am and actually having people to like me the way I am. Like, I like to make people laugh. But when I was thin, I wasn't in it. If you could see my videos back from like 5 years ago, you could see I was totally different. An experience I've had recently, because I know that there are girls like me that experience their life like this all the time. Something that happened to me recently that devastated me. There were so many opportunities where people could say things to me in a caring way, and there was sometimes that you could be an absolute sugarcoat and say it's because I care about you. That's fine. But your own flesh and blood come at you sometimes. That's the worst feeling in the world. I'm the odd one of the family because I always have been that person that's always encouraged people to be themselves. And if you're not yourselves, people start to not believe in you because they know that you're not in it. That light that you express when you're yourself is what I really believe that people should be like. Being in an environment the way I was growing up, oh god, everything, bullied. I'd get my family talking about me behind my back. They'll see me for 5 seconds, I'll be gone, and they'll be going like that, and I'd hear it. And do you know what, how messed up that is? Because oh my god, God forbid, if I spoke about them that way, they would have gone, they would have not let go of it. As I was gaining the weight, I'm not gonna lie, not many people know this, but I went through a really horrible depression, like a really horrible dark hole of depression. Like, I would lock myself in my room all day, and the only time I was happy was the 2 hours in the morning I was with my horse. Honestly, if she wasn't there, I wouldn't be here anymore. Like, honestly, I would have ended my life. I do have BD. I ain't scared to say it. I've had a professional say that to me, and there's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's a lot more common than what people think it is. Letting myself go bit by bit. I was destroying myself day by day, destroying myself over and over and over again, hating myself, hating my life. I'm not saying like to not lose weight and be happy and be healthier, because I've now done stuff, I'm now doing stuff to make me healthier and I'll lose weight. But I'm not gonna lie, I do lose weight really slowly, so this is the only way I can express myself. So I can't be myself when I'm around certain circles. The only way I can be myself other than being on the camera is to my best mates. That was the time that I let go. I gave up. Remembering when I was in that depression in my room every day. I couldn't ever get over that. It just took me in a whole horrible, horrible world where if anyone is struggling, and I know someone's struggling, I'll do whatever I can to help them. So there is someone I know personally. She doesn't want me to say her name, which is totally fine, but she's struggling with the exact same thing I struggle with every single day for the past 4 or 5 years, and that's putting her weight back on. And not only you are mentally trying to cope and trying to get back into control what you're doing to yourself, you were getting everyone in your circle and your family saying every single day. God, I'm glad I'm going to do a funny reaction video after this, because I need it. When people try and comment you to help you, they don't realise what you're going to do to yourself when you're on your own. Making them feel worse about themselves when they're alone, and that's when they self-destruct themselves even more. And I've had that every day of my life. And I'm crying because I know there are girls that are out there, they message me and they say how much I help them. I get so many girls come at me saying I'm so brave, and I'm not. I just have to cope, because that's what you have to do, because life's just too short. Everything what people say to me, because you live once, I don't want to live like this anymore. And when I was gaining weight, especially lately, whenever people say to me, it's like so self-destructive. You guys probably can go on my channel and see that I didn't finish Vlogmas, and that was because I got in such a horrible way. And even after Christmas I was in such a horrible way, because I'm not coming at this person, I'm not dragging them by the hair. Something was said to me on Christmas Day. I'm not proud sharing it, but I want to do it for people that are feeling this way. I just wanted to feel that they're not alone. A relative of mine on Christmas Day made me feel cornered, which is literally what they did, even though they're not going to admit that. They did that, where they had me alone days before that. They could have done it then, but decided to talk about my life decisions on Christmas Day, where one of the days of the year I can cut my family some slack. They're probably going to come at me and beg me to delete this video, but I know there are people out there that feel this way and probably feel like there's no one else out there that understands them, and they feel like everyone hates them, but there's always someone out there experiencing the same thing as them. It was hurtful because it was literally one day that I thought it'd be a nice day to spend with my family, but it turned into a lecture of what I'm doing wrong, and they'll throw back, oh, it's because we care about you. If you cared about me, you wouldn't have done that to me on Christmas Day. That knocked me down so hard. I went upstairs to a room and I just sat there and I just cried and cried. If there's any relatives that feel like they want to do that, don't wait until there's like a family event going on or anything, because you are an absolute dick. I was begged to just pretend like nothing happened. The more you surround yourself with positive things that make you happy, you start to do good to yourself. Just because you've gained a lot of weight after losing a lot, it doesn't mean you're weak. So that shows you eat or you smoke, you take drugs to make you feel better. I think you have to go through it to understand it. Bullying someone into giving something up and changing themselves, you're actually doing the opposite. And then you pick something and you come to something that gets you out of that, and it gives you a break and it makes you feel like you're going into a different world. You start to do things for yourself. Here's my advice to you. If you're like me, that lost a lot of weight, lost their mind, put it all back on, trying to lose the weight, you've got to start surrounding yourself into things that make you happy, especially where you've lost your weight so fast. You sort of lose motivation really quickly. Even though your journey's a lot slower, it doesn't matter, because you've got to look after yourself mentally more than physically. And what these people don't understand, because a lot of these people that do pick on people to help people, just go at your own pace. That's all I'm saying. And if there are people out there that are picking on an individual to stop them from, I don't know, taking drugs, drinking, eating, you're actually doing the opposite. You're making them 10 times worse. And I'm sorry, but people like you, I know you have issues with yourself. If they're not taking care of themselves mentally, they're not taking care of themselves physically. But yeah, that's explaining my weight gain. They've asked me for a very long time, why did you put all that weight back on? That's how I do react when people do come at me and ask me that really stupid dumbass question, because that's none of their business. But unfortunately, we're in a society where that's the only thing that matters. I just want to do this for people that have come at me and said, you put your weight back on, you came back, you got back up after you put it all back on. You have to. You can't feel self-ashamed of yourself. 2 days ago, a girl come at me and said how much me being myself and me being a large girl, being on camera and being okay with it, I thought, you know, I need to set my story straight. I need to set my words straight. I need to tell everyone this is how it is. This is on concrete, on white and black piece of paper, and that's it. I've been struggling with mental health since I was really young. You've just got to surround yourself that makes you happy, because you just live once, and that's what I've been figuring out within the past 3 months. And that day on Christmas Day, I called my best mate. I was devastated. I thought, how can my family member make me feel like this, make me feel ashamed of myself? You can't have confidence on you 24/7. There are days you feel like there are days that you feel like, oh, this. Especially days before a shoot where you don't feel good. I know it's a weird video. It's all over the place. God, it's made me feel better. No matter how slow it takes me to lose weight or whatever again, it's none of your business. In a circle of people that think it's actually their business, it's not. It's my business, so off. Just enjoy my company. Anyway guys, I hope this made you feel better and made you feel you're not the only one, because I've had like 3 girls messaging me now saying they feel like they're the only one that feels like that. You're not. Because I feel like that every day since I was, what, like 5 years old. Just know that someone out here, me, loves you. Anyway guys, I will see you in the next video.